Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with this week's tarot reading for our ESFJ Alternates. We will be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Feminine, 8 cards from the Divine Masculine, in order to best understand how to manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. And they are in accordance with our 8 chakras. If, however, this is the first time you have seen my smiling face, or if you are unfamiliar with what the words things, old, cell, tribe, flexible, and informative mean, then I suggest that you fall back to the video that is linked in the corner above that says, have you been doing MBTI wrong? Because there is a good chance that you have. Beginning in the base with the Divine Feminine, we have the Four of Wands. In the sacral, we have the King of Swords. In the solar plexus, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. The King of Swords was also in reverse. In hearts, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. In the throat, we have the Ace of Wands. In the third eye, we have the Four of Pentacles. In the crown, we have the Sun in reverse. And rounding out our message from the Divine Feminine on the bottom of the deck, we have Judgment. Next, we will be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Masculine to see what we can do about the current situation in order to manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. I've already done a pre-meditation and a pre-shuffle on the cards, but I like to get 2 more shuffles in just real quick just to make sure everything is exactly where it is supposed to be. So, beginning with the crown, we have the Chariot in reverse. In the third eye, we have the Six of Swords. In the throat, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. In the heart, we have the Sun in reverse. In the solar plexus, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. In the sacral, we have the Empress in reverse. In the base, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And rounding out our message from the Divine Masculine on the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So let's see what the cards are telling us. We begin in the base because that is base existence. This is, do you have a job? Do you have a home? Do you have food to eat? Is basic provision being made? This is you actually working. This is the area that governs love and wrath. So you may be giving away a little bit too much affection. You may not be getting that affection returned to you. Neither one of those are necessarily good. For you in particular, as an ESFJ alternate, you are going to be guided by your NI, which is the best possibility and guidance going forward. But this particular area, you get a remarkably small amount of good information. Most of the information here is going to be bad, and so you're going to have a tendency to not pick the correct path going forward. For you today, we have the Four of Wands. Now, wands are spirit, fire, life, light, logos, and change. This card is about change. This is a 4 card. 4 cards are about understanding. There is something about the change that you need to understand. This is currently happening in your life. The black cards are the Divine Feminine. And the Divine Feminine is telling us the current situation. And so, in your current situation, there is something changing that you need to understand. Now, clarifying that in the Divine Masculine with the steps that we can take, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is the earthly path. Pentacles are body. It is about the home life. The exact same things that the base is. Do you have a home? Do you have a job? Is there provision being made? It's monetary concerns in large part. This is a nurturing card. You have overcome the challenge of the Knight. You are not quite to the harvest of the King. This is the nurturing spirit, gestational. This is a representation of the Divine Feminine where the King is the Divine Masculine. This is about nurturing. So there is something about the change that you need to understand and to nurture. It has to do with your work life, your home life. You may be getting a new home. You're saving for it. You have a new job. You're preparing for it, right? You put in your 2 weeks, or you using up your terminal leave, right? This is gestating that energy. You've just overcome all of the challenges, and now you are nurturing all of your rewards right before your harvest. And so this appears to be that there is some change that you need to understand in your work or home life. Next up, we're going to be going to the sacral. Now, the sacral is the area of sexual generation. Do you want kids? This is where it's going to manifest. But it's not just about that. It is also about what you foresee in your future. Now, you're actually seeing it with your third eye. You're putting it into play here. If you want a new business, you envision it with your third eye. This is you actually working towards it. This is the area that has to deal with lust and chastity, so you may be giving too much physical affection, or you may not be receiving enough physical affection. For you in particular, this area is going to be guided by your TE, which is what other people think. This is the trickster energy, so you're going to have a tendency to misjudge, misdo what other people are thinking. You think that they're thinking this thing that's not even on their mind. For you in particular, today we have the King of Swords in the sacral, in the reverse. When the King of Swords is standing tall, this is about a mastery, right? The 14, the King, is the harvest. It is the culmination of the suit. This guy is in charge of all of it. Swords are about thoughts. It is soul. It is air. It is thoughts. It is intellect, and it is communications. And so this may have something to do with someone communicating to you. It may have something to do with a thought or an idea that needs to be put into place that is coming to you. Now, this is a mastery of card, and you are not quite there. This means that it may not be your idea, but it's a good one. It may not be your thought, but it's a good one. It may not be your communication, but it's a good one. It's not going to be detrimental because it is a king card, and kings are about the culmination. But you're not quite there. There is some resistance in your life. This is something that you are not doing. This is about rising to the authority of the thought. So you may have a thought that you are not rising to, right? That's the energy that is being given here. And clarifying that with the steps that we can take from the Divine Masculine, we have the Empress in reverse, which is a 3 card, which is about learning. 4s are understanding, 3s are about learning. You learn all of the things before you can understand what you learned. The Empress has decided to become a magician. She is stepping into her power, and she is becoming the thing. She has things to learn. You have things to learn, but you're not doing it yet. You're not stepping into your mastery with the King of the Swords, right? You're not getting into that idea and really digging in and putting it into motion. This is a hesitancy. This is a hesitancy as well. There is something left to learn, and you're just not picking it up. This can be that there is more to learn about the situation. This can be that there is more light to be shed. This is about what you want to generate in your life and about your sexual relationships and things along that nature. So you're not stepping into this mastery. There is something to understand here. There is something to nurture here. And you have a little bit of learning left to do to get there, because this is the active side. Next up, we have the solar plexus, and the solar plexus is what changes your food into fuel. It's quite literally your stomach. This is what fuels the other things. So your basic provision, you're having a job, you're having a home, is fed by this. You're wanting a new job, you're wanting to start a business, you're wanting to do your own thing, it's fed by this. This is the area that is going to govern gluttony and temperance, so you may be over-consuming some of the things on the mortal coil. You may be under-consuming some of the things on the mortal coil. Asceticism is not all it's cracked up to be. For you in particular, this is going to be governed by current things and exploration, the new experiences. That's what's really going to feed you, right? Feed you in order to do the things that you want to do, in order to be able to go to work every day, right? On the weekends, you go out exploring. You go for a rambling ride, or you have a hike that you like to do. You go to the beach. You go visit friends, right? This is you going to get an experience outside of yourself, and generally speaking, probably a positive one. It is about exploration. That's what's really going to give you the fuel that you need to do things. And for you, we have the Four of Swords. Now, when the Four of Swords is standing tall, this is a meditative pose, right? He has defeated his enemies. Their swords are on the walls. He has reached the sword, right? The Four is about understanding. He has learned the lessons of the sword. He's just got to put them into play now. He has to understand them so that he can rise to meet the challenge. This is that preparation moment. This is stopping to understand before you go to meet the challenge. And so this is what's happening. But not for you, right? This is You're not quite ready to go out and meet the challenge yet. You are not quite ready to rise to it. There is something left to understand. In the same way that there is something left here, there is something left that you have to understand here. And that is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Because when the Knight of Pentacles is standing upright, he is understanding, or he is rising to meet the challenge. The Knights are the challenge cards. Fives and Knights both represent a challenge. When it is upside down, that is you not, right? So what he is doing right here, he is sitting still. He is not moving forward. The horse is all 4 feet on the ground. He is looking into the future. He is contemplating the pentacle. The pentacle is the earthly things, right? The queen is contemplating her pentacle. She is nurturing it. He is seeing where the challenge lies. Maybe you need more clarification for this Four of Swords in reverse before you can go out and do this, right? These are both in reverse. If it's standing up tall, it's you understand, go rise and meet the challenge. This is you don't quite understand, don't meet the challenge yet, but there is a challenge coming, right? This can be when the challenge arises, don't meet it. That's been fairly consistent this week. A lot of people are not meant to rise to meet this particular challenges. And that's not everybody. Some people are. But like, if you have more to understand, it does you no good to go and fight, right? If you're walking down the road and somebody challenges you, you don't know anything about them people. They could be carrying a weapon. They could be trained in a martial art that you are unaware of. And so they're bringing this challenge to you, but you don't necessarily have to meet it. Until you get the full understanding of the situation, don't. Right? Don't take a hasty action. The Knight of Pentacles is about taking the appropriate action. He is looking. He is studying the globe. He is not moving forward. It is about taking the time to understand this challenge. Next, we'll be looking at the heart. Now, the heart is what you really want to bring into your life. This is the area of manifestation. It ties together the as below with the as above. The as below is related to greed. The as above is related to charity, and this area governs both of those. Consumption of greed or charity are both bad for you. For you in particular, the heart is going to be guided by your past feelings and morals. How have these things made me feel in the past? You want to feel good. You want to stand in your morality. And that is what you really want to manifest in your life. Consistency on a moral level. Now, you have the Two of Cups in reverse. This is about a personal relationship. Cups are relationships. The 2 card is a lover's card. It's a Gemini card. It is about relationships. And so this is a reiteration of relationships. There is something in your relationship that you are desiring. The 2 is about a choice. Cups, I don't know, we haven't had a cups yet. Cups are body spirit. It is your familial connections, it is your spousal connections, it is your friendships, it is your coworkers. It is the emotional connections that you make with these people. Not necessarily the people themselves, but the emotions attached. And a 2 card is making a choice about that, right? It is, you are presented with, is this my partner? You are presented with, is this my friend? You are presented with something that you have to make a choice about, right? Well, you're not making a choice about this. This is something that is happening, right? In the same way that you don't understand this thing over here, and there's a challenge that is arising that you are going to have to meet eventually, but not quite yet. This is a choice that you are not making quite yet. It is a choice that is coming to you. It is in your area of purview. But clarifying, we've got the Sun in reverse. Now the Sun is a 19 card, and a 19 card is going to be change and challenge. And so this is the highest level of change and challenge. This is 2 cards away from the culmination of the entire deck. This, when it is standing upright, is you rising to meet the change of the challenge of the beneficial thing in your life. The Sun is one of the most positive change cards that we have. This is, generally speaking, a positive change occurring in your life. This is the masculine, so these are steps that you can take. This is, maybe the positive change doesn't require you to make this choice, right? You have the 2 of emotions here, and you have don't make a choice here. right? And this is don't make the choice for all of the good things. And that doesn't even sound right, does it? It doesn't even sound natural. Don't make the choice that's going to lead to all the good things. But sometimes, whenever we are presented with a choice and we don't make a choice, then the option that is best for us will just happen. We don't have to force it. And that appears to be what this energy is. Especially considering, right, we've got to understand here, we've got to nurture here. We've got the culmination and a learning process that is not currently happening. We have an understanding and a challenge that is not currently going on. And now we have emotions and we have all of the good things not currently happening. And this is what you want to bring in your life. Now, it may be you want a divorce, right? This could very well signify that. It does not have to, but these read together can signify that, right? All of the good things breaking apart. All of the good things, you're making the choice in the negative. That is a possibility that we have to consider, but it is not necessarily so. Next up, we're going to be moving to the throat, and the throat is the area of communication. This is the area that governs pride and humility. So you may be taking a little bit too much pride in your work, or you may be giving away all of the credit. Neither one is particularly good. For you in particular, the throat is going to be governed by the NE, which is all of the future possibilities. It is relaying and communicating those, but you're going to do it wrong, right? You're going to see possibilities, but you're going to miss the best one. That's just how your stack happens to work, especially since you have an NI base. You're going to have a tendency to miscommunicate what you do see, right? You see there's this challenge and you're like, okay, this can be an outcome, this can be an outcome, this can be an outcome, and this can be an outcome. But you've missed the fifth outcome, which is actually the best one, and you've miscommunicated the wrong one, right? You're like, well, I think this is the best one, and it's actually the worst option. That's the energy of the NE throat. For you in particular, today we have the Ace of Wands, which is a new change incoming, right? Well, wands are about a new path. It is quite literally, oh, look, there's a path right there. And this path is related to change because it is wands. Wands are fire, spirit, life, light, and logos, all of which are change. And so this is signifying a brand new change that needs to be communicated. Now, that can be you making the communication. It can be someone else making the communication to you. Let's see what the clarification is. We've got the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about learning something, but you're not doing it, right? This is upside down. The current action that you can take is to not investigate, right? With the one, you've got the new path, right? The new path for the Ace of Wands. Hey, look, there it is. And then you get a choice. Do I do it or do I not? Do I take the path? Do I stay on the current path? And then once you have made the choice, you learn about it. Well, you're not making the choice yet, right? You've been told not to make the choice yet. With the two in the reverse, what you're being told is that there is a new change that is going to be communicated to you, most likely considering the rest of these cards, right? These actions that you are not supposed to take means that there is still more information to take in. There is still some situation that has not presented itself fully so that you can make an informed decision. This is that, right? There is something that you have not quite learned yet. You are not in the process of learning it. This communication has to happen before the learning can begin. Now, this can be that you already feel like you learned all of the things about that communication. You're feeling a little bit prideful. This is the area of pride. I already know. Why are you telling me? Right? That's that type of energy. Next up, we will go into the third eye. And the third eye is where you see your path forward. You put it into play with your sacral, but you envision it here. I want to start a restaurant. This is where you envision the restaurant. This is where you secure the money. If you want to write a book, this is where you write your outline. This is where you actually sit down and do the actual writing and get published. This is where you secure the funding for a movie or like this is your vision forward. This is the actual practical application. So these are things that you are envisioning for your life. This is the area that deals with sloth and diligence. Sloth is not working, not doing the things that you know already you were supposed to. And diligence is working hard, and that's not always a good thing either. For you in particular, the third eye is going to be governed by your logic, what you think about these things. Now, you are going to have a tendency to get a little bit defensive if someone challenges that, right? I have come to this decision. Here is my logic chain that I got there. And they're like, well, this key right here in the logic isn't right. And you're like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I thought about it already. And you're feeling defensive over it. You've got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a contemplation card. It is a understanding, because fours are understanding. He has two at his feet. He has one at his head. That means that he knows and he's able to do. He is holding one. That is one he is working on. That is what he is understanding, right? He's got the base that he can walk upon. He knows where to go. He's got the knowledge of how to do it, right? Now he's got to put it into application. Right before he rises to meet the challenge, he has to understand what he is doing. This is understanding. Your current vision going forward for your life is to understand something. Now, what is that understanding? What do you need to understand? What are the steps that you can take? We've got the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a journey card, a new experience card. This is an overcoming and a growth. You have just defeated all of the challenges of the Five of Swords, and now you have the Six. The Six is, I have overcome. I'm going to rest a minute before my harvest. Now, he is taking them to unknown lands. All of the challengers are right here. They have taken the swords, but they are not in the past completely. He is leaving. They are on water. There is land ahead of them, but they are not there yet. He is poling the woman and her child somewhere new. And so, understand this new journey. There is a new path. There is a change coming. You are envisioning this. You want to understand it. It's coming. Get ready. Next up, we have the crown, and the crown is where you interpret what the divine is telling you. You get the message from the divine, it filters through your crown, out through the rest of the chakras. This is the area that is going to govern hope and despair. So either you are hoping beyond hope, or you are despondent. Even though everything is going the correct way, you are still choosing to be depressed. And yes, people do choose depression. Most of the time, actually. This is also going to be, for you in particular, the crown is going to be SI. SI is what has happened in the past and organization of things, and this is what you feel responsible for. If there's a conversation and if somebody's like, Mike was wearing brown shoes, you're like, no, he wasn't. He was wearing Reeboks and they were white. And you remember these things that have happened, and you feel responsible for correcting the tribe if they are not correct in what they remember as happening. You're also about organizing all of the best things. When someone needs a tool, you know exactly what tool they need. Now, you may not be able to use it, but you know which one they need to have. Now, for you, we've got the Sun in reverse. This is the second time we've got the Sun in reverse. We've got it as an action card for what you really want to do in your life. This is what you interpret the divine telling you, and it's the exact same thing, right? You are being told all of these good things, right? But you're not quite there yet. This was a 19 card, right? 19s are about change and challenges. So the divine is telling you that there is a change, there is a challenge. We've got a challenge, right? Didn't we have a challenge? We did. We had another 19. So there is a challenge coming out. There is something on a highest level, right? This is the third path, the idea path, and so this is probably related to an idea. This is the crown, the responsibility path, so it is something that you're going to feel responsible for. It is going to have negative implications or positive implications, but they are not there, right? You don't notice them, you don't see them. This is the current situation, right? You have here the actions that you can take are to not rise to the challenge. This is a reiteration of that. You are currently not rising to the challenge, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it can be. You are meant to rise to most challenges. But clarifying that, we have the Chariot, which is the 7, which is a culmination of the first path. This is the completion, the harvest. He is moving quickly towards his goal. He is riding in the throne of authority, being pulled by both the light and the dark to equal measure. This is a card of balance, right? The ability to harvest is because of the balance. And so this is about balance, and you are not there, right? You are not quite at the point of balance, not quite at the point where you are bringing in all of the good things. Now, this is the actions that you can take. And so you are not supposed to move quickly. The Chariot is about quick completion. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to take your time. There is still understanding to be had from this situation. And in order to turn this card around, you have to do this action, which means kind of stay, hold tight, learn some more things about this new change that you were just now learning about. Finally, rounding out our message from the divine, right? These are direct messages from the divine. They are not tainted by any of the virtues or the vices, but for you, this is going to be governed in particular by your future feelings and ethics. How will this make me feel in the future? And is this an ethical situation? Now, ethics are based upon the tribe. Morals are what you have decided is correct. Ethics are what the tribe has decided is correct, and those are not necessarily the same things. The message that we have is that judgment is coming. This is a current card. There is something about to change in your life. This is the 20. It is the last step before the world, right? You have the 19 twice, right? That is 2 steps away from the culmination. This is 1 step away from the culmination of everything. The end of the deck. This is the 20 in the major arcana. The only other card left to pull is the entire world. This is just judgment. This is righteous application of the law. This is everything going exactly as it is supposed to be going. And the divine is telling you that. Everything is going exactly where it is supposed to be. Sometimes where it is supposed to be can seem negative. And this is probably one of those times. We've got the 3 of Cups in reverse. Once again, Cups are about emotional connections. They are familial, they are spousal, they are co-workers, they are just your friends, but it is about the connections that you make with those people. The 3 is about cooperation. All 3 of these people are learning from each other. They are dancing and celebrating in a circle. They are raising their cups up high. They are surrounded by wisdom. This is a not cooperation, right? When it is standing tall, cooperate. This is a good situation. These are people you are supposed to associate with. When it is in the reverse, there is a spirit of not cooperating. There's a spirit of not going along with, not celebrating quite yet. All of the good things are coming, right? You've got showing up here in the divine. All of the good things are coming. You've got the judgment on the way. That is just application of the outcome. But it's got something to do with you distancing yourself from an emotional connection. We've got the emotional connection and the 2 that you're not to make a choice about for all of the good things to happen. Right? Did we have another emotional? No, these are the only 2 Cups cards. And so what this is telling me is that good things are coming, right? The just application of the law, it is coming, but it's going to happen to you. It is not necessarily going to happen to whoever you are associated with. And that's going to bring us to the end of the reading. Hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, a follow. Throw me a comment if you agree or disagree with anything that was stated. Put it in the box down below, and if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you are a reader and you've got a different interpretation, you are more than welcome to drop that in the box as well. This is an open sport. As long as everybody is respectful, everybody is welcome. If you really like what I'm doing over here, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership or picking up a copy of my book where I teach you to do magic responsibly. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. And this has been Pitt State. Peace.